Next question. What exactly happens when a person gets caught drunk driving or driving under the influence? Well,
So
what's
with
the
that,
procedure here?
all right, you're talking what's going to happen from start to finish, or what happens to them.
It's I guess well maybe that's from start to finish. That's
All right, well, start to finish. Listen, again, I could talk. I enjoy talking. I love sharing
okay.
information because if this video hits home with one person, then you
Mm-hmm.
and I, we did our job, you
Yes.
know? So from start to finish, so, if, and again, I don't condone drinking and driving. I'm sure you don't. It's deadly.
Yep.
Too many lives have been destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And make a note, and we'll talk about what I call the ripple effect. All right, make a
Okay.
note. We'll talk
Yes.
about it another time. I
Mm-hmm.
figured out something, and
Yeah.
I coined
Yeah.
the phrase ripple effect,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get into that at another time. It's something. It's interesting.
Okay.
So
Okay.
from start to finish, obviously you went out, you're drinking, you're enjoying yourself, you went over the limit, you shouldn't be getting behind the wheel. You decide you're going to drive anyway instead of having that designated driver, getting an Uber, getting a Lyft, taking a taxi, whatever the case may be. So now you get caught because you're going to commit one of the telltale signs of drunk driving. And I have a video on my channel, how to spot a drunk driver. So if you get
Yeah.
out there and you want to know, oh
I
man,
saw
maybe
that
that
one.
person's drunk,
Yeah.
take a look at that video. I pretty much, lay that stuff out. But you're going to commit one of those things. If not one, if I'm sorry, if not all, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
commit at least one. And those guys that are out there doing that DWI enforcement, those are the things that they're looking for. So what's going
Wow.
to happen is we're going to get them out of the car, and what they're going to go through is a series of tests, which is called that field sobriety test. So now it's just really a coordination test. You see it on TV, you see it in the
Oh
movies.
yeah. Cops.
Absolutely true. Everything you
Yeah.
see there is true. And I kind
Mm.
of tell people too, what you see on TV is not accurate. But when you see, yes, on Cops or any other movie or TV where they get them out of the car, they have them walk that fine line, the line down the road,
Yeah.
tilt your head back, count, all of that stuff is all a part of the field sobriety test. And once you fail a couple of those things, based on observation, meaning I'm looking at their eyes, I'm seeing if
Mm-hmm.
their eyes are bloodshot, I'm seeing if their eyes are watery. I'm listening for their speech. I'm seeing if their speech is slurred. If they're forgetful. Like, hey, where are you going? I'm going, to work. Well, where do you work? Oh, I work in Manhattan. Well, listen, you're in the southern state, in Unionville, New York, heading eastbound. Manhattan's the other way. Things like that are telltale signs that this person is intoxicated. And the other tool that officers will use is called a PBAT. It's preliminary breath analysis test. It's just a little thing that on the roadside they'll take and they'll blow into this machine, and it'll give them a preliminary reading of their blood alcohol content. And at that point, once you're over that limit, you're gonna get arrested. So from that point, you're gonna be depending on where you are. Let's just use New York City as an example. You'll be taken to what is called the IDTU, which is the Intoxicated Driver Testing Unit, and that's run by NYPD Highway. And they do have precinct officers, like in a task force or something. I don't know what they call it, but there are some precinct level officers that are trained and certified to run the IDTU. So they may, if highway is unavailable, if it's a busy night, then those guys will come in and they'll run the test for you. Now, once you get into that IDTU room, it's all on camera, it's all recorded. There's a script that has to be read by the technician, which is the officer running the test, and the police officer that made the arrest. So everything is on camera and it's all recorded. And same thing, you go through a series of tests. They'll ask you, do you want to perform these tests? You can say yes, you can say no. Once you say no, that's it. Your license is getting suspended minimum for 1 year. You know that,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
If your viewers don't know that, if you
Yep.
refuse a DWI test,
Exactly. Yes.
automatic suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so if you think you're beating the system, you're not, because if you get caught driving while your license is suspended due to that refusal, guess what? You get arrested. So you can save the whole headache by not drinking and driving. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, they'll ask you, you're going to perform the test. You'll perform those tests. once you take those tests, now they have the big machine, the one that's 100. I'm going to never say it's 100%, but it's more accurate than the one that's out in the field. So you'll take it and you'll blow into the tube for a certain period of time, and then it's going to register the reading. There's paperwork that has to be done. Once that's done, it's not over. It's really just the beginning for
Yeah.
your
Hmm.
DWI headache, because now you got court dates, lawyers' fees,
Yeah.
fines,
Yeah.
records. It's a mess.